What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Coventry City career mode, episode number 33. And today we've got the first Premier League games of the season, and also the kind of playoff stage for the Europa League. Because obviously you've got to, if you finish like kind of 6th or 7th, you've got to then play kind of a playoff to get into the Europa League, and that's what we've got today. And also we've got a little Capital One Cup game as well. But our first priority is Aston Villa, and we was at home starting off the new league campaign. This is our second season in the Premier League now, and in the first season we actually finished 6th, which was pretty sick, to be fair, because the squad we've got isn't the best ratings, but I love playing with them. You know, it's one of my favourite squads I've ever played on FIFA. I've got to say, my Fulham career mode, well, obviously I've finished and that's done now. That was obviously my favourite team I've ever played with. But, I try and obviously sign different players. I just think if you sign the same players, it gets a bit tedious and it gets a bit boring, and you just kind of see the same players every time. So I try and buy different players, and I try and find, new kind of stars, really, to kind of buy for future career modes as well, because, I'd rather have a 70 rated player play really well than have an 80 player that plays crap. Because, at the end of the day, you're playing games, and, you've got your players to play well. So I'd rather have a good player that is 70 rated than a bad player that's 80 rated. But anyway, it was against Aston Villa. First half, not a lot went on, really. We only had about 3 chances. We had 1, they had 2. Second half, it kind of, was the same, really. Aston Villa putting on a lot of pressure. We not having a lot of chances. They were controlling the game, really, to be fair. I was quite annoyed, really, because my formation just wasn't doing justice. And as you see here, Adams, with the final chance of the game, gets it blocked. It was going in, I'm sure it was. But anyway, Brad Guzan kicks the ball out of his hands, and that was full time. So not the best start. I would have preferred to have won, but it was quite a crappy game, really. I mean, to be fair, Aston Villa did, I think, have a bit more kind of chances and probably deserved the win more than us. So you could probably say the draw was a fair result for us, and we'd take the draw. But at the end of the day, I want to be winning teams like Aston Villa, because you're not going to win the league if you don't beat them. But anyway, we was trying to sign Eric Dyer and Josh Onomah, both from Tottenham. We do actually sign Eric Dyer for, not a lot of money. I was quite glad with this signing. And also Josh Onomah, 21 years old, 77 rated, signing him for 7 million. You normally see him go for like 15 million. I was so lucky that his contract was ending at the end of the season. So obviously when that happens, I love the reality kind of thing with FIFA. They make the kind of squad value, the transfer value, go down, which I do think is good, because that happens in real life. So we got him on the cheap, and I wasn't going to play him straight away, but I was playing Eric Dyer. He is 79 rated. He is looking like a good player in this game. He's got basically everything. You can play him in CDM, you can play him in centre mid, you can play him in centre back. But to be fair, I probably won't play him in centre back, because when he came on against Australia, he scored no goal straight away. But anyway, the Sunderland game was our next game. We was away, and first half was shit. There was 1 chance, and that was it. To be fair, there weren't a lot of chances in this game. There were a lot of chances in both games against Aston Villa and Sunderland. I don't know what it was. I think it was my formation. I had a lot of success with my formation last year, but with the new players I've signed, it's not looking likely this formation is going to work. So I am going to be have to find a new formation. And as you see here, kind of ended the game. Just Andy Carroll, great save from Charles Cook to deny him there. But, Sunderland wasn't done. Into the 90th minute now, they came down the left, crosses it in, and there's Jeremy Lenz opening the scoring, making it 1-0 in the 9 minutes of the game. So annoying to let a goal in so late on. I wouldn't mind if it's like 70, whatever minute, just not this late, because it doesn't give you a chance, go back and score a goal, and that was the annoying thing. And as you see, it was quite an easy goal, to be fair. No one was marking him. Charles Cook didn't really have any chance, and obviously Jermaine Lenz next his first goal of the season. But I thought, right, I'm not done here. Let's go get a goal. So straight from kickoff, I ran the ball at Arabai, ran it down the wing, cut inside. I played it in the middle and shot, saved. But there's Dele Alli with the friggin', oh my god. Just so lucky, but so great. We shot Arabai, well done to him. I didn't like him last season, but this season, in the last 2 episodes, he has stepped up a bit, and I'm quite glad. And there was Dele Alli in the right space at the right time to clinch the goal, get the draw, which feels like a win. It always does when you grab a late like goal if it, get a draw or a win. But, just fantastic there. And, well done to him. But anyway, this was actually I was going to sim these playoff games in the Europa League. I just didn't see the point in playing them. I thought I was going to win, and I see in the first game we do win 3-1. So, yeah, I'm going to sim also the away game, because Poznan, no offence, but they are that quality of ours. And also, Jordan Willis was wanted by Shrewsbury. To be fair, he's never played. I've sent him out on loan for all these seasons. So, in our fourth season, he's not going to play now at 65 rated. And I just wanted to get rid of him. So, whatever kind of offer came from Shrewsbury, I was going to try and, kind of get near his value. But at the same time, I just wanted to get rid, get a bit of money and buy some quality players with it, really. Well, use the money for them, because I don't think 600k can buy a lot of quality players. But anyway, last game of the episode was against West Ham. And, I thought this game we should have definitely won. We was the more kind of dominant. West Ham, they didn't have a lot of chance in this game. Our new striker from Watford, obviously I'd done a rebuilding video with him. In 2 seasons, he got up to 75. So, I didn't actually know him until then. But I see, he missed a good chance there, and I see this was the final chance of the half. You're going into 0-0 guys thinking, oh, friggin' it's not going to be one of these games again. I mean, we drew 0-0 against Aston Villa. I mean, we only just, drew against Sunderland. So I didn't want another draw against West Ham. I wanted a win. And to be fair, the young Belgium, Olorari, I think that's how you say his name, something like that. I'll learn his name, guys. But, he just wasn't doing it for me in these last games. He just wasn't doing the job that I thought he would do. The thing is, he's a typical Belgian striker. He's big, he's strong, and, he's got a bit of pace on him. And that's what you kind of want in a striker as well. But he just wasn't doing any of these things, He wasn't holding the ball up, he wasn't running with it, his shooting was shit. So I decided to bring on Jordan Rhodes. In about 1 minute of coming on, he takes on 2 defenders, breaks a tackle, and scores a goal. I mean, Jordan Rhodes was fantastic last season in kind of up until January, and then he just went away. And that's why I brought in a new striker, because I thought, well, if he kind of does that again, it's pointless, because I want him to be good for all the season. It's not just being good for half of it. But the main thing is, if he does come off the bench and score these kind of important goals, then I'm kind of glad. And I see here also, Josh King had a good chance here to make it 2-0 at the end of the game. Didn't happen, blazed it over the bar. But the main thing is, we do get the win, our first win of the season. And, don't get me wrong, we haven't lost, but I am wanting to kind of win more games. The draw against Aston Villa and Sunderland aren't good enough. So we need to kind of book up on them and, kind of get more goals, really, and create more opportunities, because they will create goals. But as you see, Jordan Willis, Shrewsbury did accept a counter offer from us, and he obviously got sold to Shrewsbury, so we got a bit of money for him. In our last sim game of the episode, against Wimbledon, Capital One Cup, we win this easily, as you see on the screen, 2-0, no kind of pressure from then. And, that was it for the games. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and guys, I'll be seeing you later. Peace!